Cool. So I've got Lisa here on Zoom. So thanks, Lisa, for taking the time to do this little interview. Feel free to just give everybody a quick introduction into who you are and what it is that you do.
Okay. My name is Lisa Sampson, and I'm a graphic designer. I've been a designer for 25 years and self-employed for just coming on 14 years now.
Amazing. What I can't remember specifically when you came into the program. If I had to guess, I'd say it was maybe like 6 or 8 months ago, maybe.
Yeah, it was
Do you-
September
September.
20. Yeah.
So if you can remember, like, take me through the state of where you're at that led you to believe that profitable designer would be like a good fit.
Yeah, so I saw your ads like on Facebook and stuff, and they really spoke to me because I was in the state of a complete referral business, and I have been for 14 years. I've never once gone after a client, and I will say I've never really struggled getting work, but I was very much on a referral system, and I was starting to notice that like I no longer had to quote projects anymore because clients we've just worked together for so long that and I do find if you're not in a quoting stage prior to a project starting, you tend to not charge as much just because you're continuously working for them. So I was in that place, and a lot of your messages in your ads spoke directly to me as a designer, where I hadn't really seen that before, just because I felt like we're a little bit different. We're creative human beings and we're running businesses. So I was there. And I also was in the stage where I would like to retire, say, in 14 years. And I was thinking to myself, well, 14 years just went by really fast. I have a feeling the next 14 are going to go by super fast too. So I was at the stage where I needed to implement new systems.
Got it. Yeah, nice. So take me through your experience in the training program so far. Like what topics of conversation or what modules do you gravitate towards the most and get the most out of? And then from maybe like how you interact with the program, what components do you feel like you gravitate towards?
Well, I was very interested or surprised, I guess, by your the psychology component of your course. And I keep circling back to that because I do know, I think they say business is 80% psychology, 20% skill. And I think like most people, if you're a freelancer or a solo business owner, you do struggle with putting yourself out there and making the time. You tend to procrastinate. So I really enjoyed that part, and I really understood that I needed to understand it. I have the skills as a designer, and I obviously have the skills of getting clients because I have them. But for me, the next level was going to require all the psychology components of your course.
Got
And
it.
then like once I got through that, I just really liked how it was all organized and it was very specific to what I do. So it was good. And I think at one point you said you want this to be the best decision I've ever made. And that's what I thought. I thought this was the best thing I've ever done for my business. I should have done it years ago.
Got it. What kind of major aha moments have you had since being in the program? Is there kind of any big kind of flag in the sand moments that you've, I suppose, come across whilst absorbing the content?
Um, I mean, definitely just really realizing that I am only an operator. I'm not acting as an owner of my business. And going through your program, I realized it would be very hard for me to expand my business based on that mentality because I wasn't going to be able to hire somebody if I still was the operator and not the owner. And so the aha moment was just realizing how I was the person getting in my way of growing.
Got it. And what kind of like, so what kind of structural changes did that aha moment allow you to go make? So like how do you behave differently, I suppose, to maybe pre coming into the program?
Yeah, well, I'm still working with a lot of the clients that I originally have worked with for, a number of years, and I'm making myself stop and quote projects I've used your quote template a lot. I think some of my clients are surprised by the level of detail I'm providing them. But so there was that component, and just creating systems, like getting what's in my head out onto paper or into a I guess outline for somebody else if I hired them to help them go through what needs to be done, just because I have a specific design skill, and that's food packaging design. So it's a little bit harder, and there's a little bit of teaching components there. So I think just the systems that I had to create for everybody, and then looking at what I was going to quote, and then just putting on a ton of money on it, and then just saying, I'm just going to see if it goes, and it always works. So
that kind of brings me into my next question. Kind of what kind of results have you seen from implementing the thinking and strategy? So kind of project values potentially might have increased, but like what's been like the result of like what you've been able to charge, how, you know, the direction monthly revenue is pointing in?
yeah, my revenue has gone up for sure. I recently quoted on a job that I'm 99% sure I'm going to get, and I quoted that job is more than I earned last year, that one project. And I don't think I would have had the language or the confidence to bid on that job had I not gone through that program and taken the time to really figure out what it is, what I do, and get it out on paper so that they understand exactly what I can do for them.
Got it. And do you feel like, I mean, quoting more than you've made the entire year before, are you working multiples harder, or is it more just like what allows you to separate from potentially what you were charging previously, and that is a little bit of work? Is it more about the sales process and how you position yourself? Like how do you feel about that?
It's actually not more work. I just completed a very similar project, and so I know I'm capable of doing it. And there is some skills I had to add to my own personal skill bank, I guess you would call it, but that I have worked on since September, just because I knew I needed to improve on a few things just to position myself. But I also have the mentality, like, I'm not going to worry about how to do it. I'm going to go for it and then worry about the how I'm going to do it. And I know that when these bigger jobs present themselves, like I said, I've taken the time to create the systems, to hire people to help me. And then it also gives people I hire the confidence to understand exactly who I am and what I do too. So there's that component needed to be added, and just an overall belief that I can do it.
Nice. What if you had to roughly say what your average project value increase has been since being in the program as a percentage? Do you have like a rough number as an indicator?
I would say about 50% right now.
Yeah.
And that's not even talking about the newest one I've just quoted on. But they are there. I look at the number and I'm like, I'm going to double it, and I double it.
Nice. So how's what you've learned changed the way that you think about like your business moving forward? So I know like retirement's something that you want to set up for. Like, how has the program impacted the way that you think about those things?
So here's where all the magic has happened. I no longer just think of my design business. I'm thinking a lot about innovation and different ideas that I can do as a person, like expanding maybe into different areas of business. It's no longer just me as a designer. And I feel like I just am inspired, like with different ideas, and just that's really hard to get into that state, to be in an innovative state like that. So I would say that's like one of the best bonuses of this course.
Got it. So you're basically saying that this is what I like about this is how I know somebody's like generally like the recipes for success is that you might not even have the vehicle right now that's going to set that up, but it's understanding that the potentially something new comes along that you're going to be able to take advantage of. So do you feel like the program has really taught you how to assess opportunities that come across your
Yes.
vision, I suppose? Is that how you think about it?
Absolutely. And I would say so many opportunities have presented themselves to me that it's just amazing what's happening right now. And like I said, they're not specifically what I was thinking that I did as a designer. They're more. And I love it. And I'm excited about the future. You know, I will be a designer forever, but I might have some other opportunities as well. So
Yeah, awesome. That's how I think about it. It's like your design skill set's an amazing toolkit, but the minute that we just maybe look at ourselves as an entrepreneur that has a great design skill set, but is open to other stuff, that's when the real fun can happen. Because
yeah.
anything outside of there is competitive differentiation, which is really powerful, you know?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, yeah, thank you so much for the insight, Lisa, into your experience in the training program. And yeah, greatly appreciate it, and have a lovely evening.
Yeah, you too. Thank you very much.
All right.